Easter?
Eats.
Hop in this Easter weekend for Foster's Easter dinners with new recipes for an even better spread.
Order your main, sides, and desserts online starting at $94.99. Then pick it up in store, ready to feed up to 8.
Choose from a leg of lamb, an oven-roasted turkey, or maple glazed ham.
Then select 3 sides and either pumpkin or apple pie for dessert. Plus, every order comes with dinner rolls, gravy, and cranberry sauce.
Order your Easter holiday dinner online today at fosters.ky.
Foster's. Better because we care.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy. Taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Visit energy.gov.ky or follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the Record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 3rd day of April 2023, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Again, those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. And don't always believe that the other road users are looking out for you as well. Sometimes they may be. Most times they are not looking out for you. They are thinking more about themselves and getting from point A to point B with total disregard for other road users as well. So if you're out there, we urge you to please, please be extremely cautious. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs are proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, whose advice to you is don't take chances with your family's future. Those of you who have lost loved ones, and there are many in the Cayman Islands who have lost loved ones recently, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing to you as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Again, today it is the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. You can follow us on YouTube. You do that simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream, and we are also on Facebook as well. So, again, to remind you that this segment of the For the Record, the birthday shout-outs, proudly brought to you by life insurance agent Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, whose advice to you is don't take chances with your family's future. So let's see what birthdays we have today. We have a belated birthday greetings going out to Cleve Borden. So belated birthday greetings, Cleve. And a happy birthday to Marquella de la Rosa. Not sure, yeah, Marquella de la Rosa. So we want to wish them happy birthday as well. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday today or who celebrated one over the past weekend and you want to give them a shout out, please do that by letting us know here on For the Record or WhatsApp number 925-3261, or you can email it to fortherecord at candw.ky. We expect to have in the studio with us this morning at after the 8 o'clock news, representatives from the Department of Environmental Health will be in the studio with us. Meanwhile, I want to give a big shout out to young Caymanian Mr. Nathaniel Forbes, who last week we pointed out to you that he was riding with a Florida-based cycling team in the tour of Jamaica. I think that's what it's called. And his team, AVR, they won the overall team classification. Also, Mr. Nathaniel Forbes from Georgetown, Rockhold, placed 10th overall in the contest, in the race. It was a 3-day stage race in Jamaica. And we welcome that. We need to see more racing within the Caribbean, because the more you race, the more experience you're able to gain, and it helps to prepare you for not only the regional stage, but also the international stage as well. And to point out to you also that there were other riders from the Cayman Islands who participated, Mr. Jerome Amelie, Mr. Kevin Connolly. There was another young man, Victor, also participated. So we want to say kudos to all of the cyclists, but special shout out to Mr. Nathaniel Forbes as well, a promising young cyclist in the Cayman Islands. If we could only make the roads of the Cayman Islands a little bit more friendly to cyclists, that would be a great accomplishment for us here in the Cayman Islands. Meanwhile, we struggle with that, but we will continue to prod to move forward, as far as that is concerned. Something I wanted to received on Friday, and I want to share that with you as well. This came from Miss Lucille Solomon, who is an occasional guest on For the Record, but she also is a frequent caller to For the Record, and we want to thank her and welcome her at any point in time to call in. Before I share that article with you, we do have another birthday greeting. This one says, could you please send birthday greetings to my nephew, Dwight Williams, wishing him a happy birthday on his special day. And that is coming from Tony. So, Dwight, happy birthday coming from on your special day, and that's coming from your uncle, Tony. So, Miss Lucille wrote this, and it is headlined, Females in April 2023 will occupy and lead the three branches of government. And it says that the three branches of government will have 3 females as leaders in April 2023. History is kind to us. Timely, the Cayman Islands creates socially adept and gender history. 50 years ago, we fought for the right to vote. The only 2 females were in the House, and only 2 females were in the House. We have become an economic miracle and are known to be one of the most successful small states in the world. Cayman has had many firsts amongst its females in the notable occupations. Adriana Webb was the first female law graduate. It has had many women as chief officers. A very successful female, Miss Cindy Scotland, heads our monetary authority. We have had our first premier or deputy premier, Mrs. Juliana O'Connor Connolly. Our education system can boast of many females graduating in the upward mobility in our educational success. Notwithstanding, only 13 women have faced the hallowed halls of Parliament. We have 6 female speakers out of the 9. We've had 6 female speakers out of the 9. In April, women will be the head of the 3 branches of government. In the end of April, the top decision makers in the 3 branches will be females. Timely, is it? This, I hope, will give our young females eye food to reach the stars. This is a good sign, and my advice to our young females is to follow the leaders and fight hard to be decision makers, to make a difference in their lives. Those who are part of the decision making should be part of the decision as well. It will help if you had a hand in it. It would help if you had a hand in it. Continue to become and be nation builders. Congratulations, Cayman, for such a historic milestone. And still, we all rise. So I want to thank Miss Lucille, for that, and she attached photos of the incoming governor, Her Excellency Mrs. Jane Owen, the Chief Justice of the Cayman Islands, Her Honorable Margaret Ramsey Hale, and the Speaker, the Honorable Catherine Ebanks Wilkes as well. So we want to thank Miss Lucille for sharing that with us. Time for us to take our first commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
William Eden, 1800 through 1879. The grandson of William Eden Sr., the builder of Pedro St. James, William Eden was the proprietor of William Eden and Sons Ship Owners. He was a lieutenant and acting adjutant in the Georgetown Militia. He was among the first elected vestrymen in the Cayman Islands, representing the Prospect area. He served the island as custos from 1855 until his death in 1879.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Easter Hunt and Story Time is Saturday, April 8th. Children are about to have a marvelous Easter experience. The Rotary Central Easter Hunt and Story Time at the Rotary Schoolhouse, the Queen Elizabeth II Botanical Park in Frank Sound. 11 a.m. through 12:30 p.m. This exciting Easter event includes Eric the Magician, sing along with Miss Aliyah, face painting by Art for You Limited, refreshments, arts and crafts, prizes, goodie bags, lip smacking pizza, compliments of Domino's Pizza. This is a free Rotary event for children 10 years and under who must be accompanied by adults. Yes, Saturday, April 8th at the Botanical Park. Easter fun comes alive. Rotary, all the good you imagine.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
I tell you what, I need to find a way to bring my electricity costs down. I don't want to see another high bill next month.
Have you tried doing an energy audit?
A what?
An energy audit. The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Oh yeah? I'm going to log on to that website right now. What was it again?
Visit energy.gov.ky to download do-it-yourself energy audits for your home or business. There is even a fun activity guide for kids.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Cosulest, and Foster's.
Visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
They say you only live once. I say you only die once, but you live every day. I'm Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, longtime supporter of Radio Cayman. Live your life, my friends. Happiness is in the journey, not the destination. When you're ready, I'm here to support you with the best financial decisions for your family's future. Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future. I'm Michael Webster, the sure way to protect your family. Call me when you're ready at 925-5433. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets.
Think life insurance.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio yet. We will have guests in our studio after the 8 o'clock news. Meanwhile, I'm going to share a sentiment that one of our listeners shared with us on Friday. And it reads, the population of Cayman will continue to artificially grow because the business community will always want more work permits. Therefore, the belief that government is instituting policies that benefit the native Caymanians is flawed. It's all about money. The issues of traffic, environmental degradation will not be solved in Cayman because we are all too focused on greed. That person has shared that sentiment, and I would say that there are probably many who agree with it as well. What I would add to that also is one of the reasons that many are not interested, or some are not interested in the right of, in exercising their right of self-determination, has to do with the fact that their focus is also on making money, and they don't want to run the risk of upsetting that apple cart, getting into what they would consider the unknown. So they prefer to exploit people with low wages, deny people the right to establish their advisory district councils, to give advice to their elected members, and all of those things because they're comfortable in the skin that they are in now. So again, money and greed is also strangling that right or that urge for self-determination. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Ossie, and good morning to your esteemed listeners.
Good morning.
Yes, Ossie, I just thought I should give you one short call on 1 point only.
Okay.
Last week there was a very significant decision by the Court of Appeal. Okay. The Court of Appeal has reaffirmed something that it said in 2020, which is basically that if you apply for PR, but you do not meet the number of points, you can still be granted PR if you show that sending you off island on rollover would violate your right to family life. And this was a decision which was made last week. Actually, they had made it also in 2020 in a case called Ellington. This was a case of a work permit holder who had been declared a prohibited immigrant because he had been convicted of robbery and went to jail for 2 years. And the Court of Appeal at that time also said, no, but you can't kick him out, really, because he now was married to a Caymanian and had a child.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would be interested to find out from the government and also from Dr. Steve, since they are working on these reforms, to find out exactly what the government plans to do about that, because basically it has said now that the point system is of limited relevance.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then it will really open it up to people who are convicted of criminal offense. And remember, OC, they are not just saying that this will apply when you apply for PR. In 2020, the same Court of Appeal had already said that even if you are just a work permit holder, if you have got a wife and a child, they can't kick you out. Now, in my view, in closing, OC, if the government doesn't appeal this case to the Privy Council, they should stop talking about limiting status grant. They should stop doing that. This is a very good opportunity for them to appeal to the Privy Council, and if necessary, also take it to the European Court of Human Rights, because this is a good vehicle through which they can make a case that a lot of the principles which are applied in the European Union cannot be applied to Cayman because it's a sensitive, small society. You remember why they left the European Union in Britain? Mainly it was because of immigration, and yet there, they are still in the majority, like the native people. In Cayman, at the moment, I think only 1 in 5 people in Cayman are native Caymanians. And I think this is a good case to take all the way up and to try to get an exemption which could be applied also in other areas of managing population in Cayman. Yeah. I just thought that I should leave that with you, and maybe Dr. Steve can comment on that when he's on next.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you spoke about that, because it would be interesting to see whether or not the government chooses to appeal it, because I'm sure if they don't, then it will have far-reaching ramifications for the Cayman Islands and how we apply the law. But you have worked in the legal department, and I have heard rumblings from people who are extremely skeptical when it comes to immigration cases in the Cayman Islands, the type of representation, legal representation that the government is getting there. And I'm wondering whether or not in these cases where we need to have a more neutral advocate, for either a neutral advocate or one who's going to advocate for the Cayman Islands, and not necessarily because of their immigration status, because of their position in the Cayman Islands in the legal department, that are not necessarily advocating as strongly as we need them to advocate. There are people out there who are skeptical about the type of legal representation that we're getting from the legal department.
Well, I was in that department, and as you say, OC, and that's a very, very important point, because people tend to assume that, because this is law, they will do it according to the law. But even within the law, there are certain orientations and certain approaches people have. That is the same department, by the way, where I one day offered to train a Caymanian on how to write legislation. They told me you can't train the Caymanian. Do you think that those same lawyers can go to court and vociferously defend these matters? No. Their loyalty is more to other things rather than to the Caymanian cause. And that's why in some countries, they try to make sure that as much as possible, the local legal profession in government is represented by local people, because local people really understand that. I thank you, OC. I see it's 2 minutes before your news time.
You would make a good host. You watch the clock.
Well, I watch the clock. I don't want to abuse any privilege I have when I do call. But thanks very much, OC. I hope that we can hear from Dr. Steve in particular, about what we plan to do about this.
Yeah, and then the other point also, Billy, is now we see, and I'm going to share this press release about, and I'm trying to determine whether or not it has been scrapped altogether or because they don't have all of the necessary things in place as far as websites and stuff like that is concerned. This whole issue about temporary work permits, and where Cabinet just last week, what was supposed to come into effect on the 31st of March, the requirement to advertise jobs before submitting temporary work permits, that has been scrapped, and whether or not that's going to be a temporary situation or a permanent one. But we will have the phone lines open after our guests leave, so welcome you to call back and talk about that. I'm going to stir the pot this morning, as well. So, please continue to listen in, folks. Top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8 a.m. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Easter
Eats.
Hop in this Easter weekend for Foster's Easter dinners with new recipes for an even better spread.
Order your main, sides, and desserts online starting at $94.99. Then pick it up in store, ready to feed up to 8.
Choose from a leg of lamb, an oven-roasted turkey, or maple glazed ham.
Then select 3 sides and either pumpkin or apple pie for dessert. Plus, every order comes with dinner rolls, gravy, and cranberry sauce.
Order your Easter holiday dinner online today at fosters.ky.
Foster's, better because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Police are investigating a number of incidents of thefts from vehicles where construction tools have been the common item targeted. Radio Cayman's April Cummings has more.
Police say many of the recent thefts were from unlocked vehicles, so they're reminding us all to lock our cars, making sure that all doors and windows are properly closed. They also recommend you avoid leaving tools in your vehicle at all, or at a minimum, make sure they're not visible when your car is unattended. It's also a good idea to record the serial numbers of equipment and mark construction tools with visible and permanent markings, so they can be identified more easily if a theft does occur. Another bit of advice from police: park vehicles, especially those with construction company decals or branding on them, in well-lit areas, and if possible, in a place with security cameras or security officers on site. Don't leave your vehicles running or leave them with keys inside unattended, even for a short period of time. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
The RCIPS is investigating recent reports of stolen tools and encourages all members of the public to report such incidents to police by calling 911 or your nearest police station. Government has published 2 months' worth of Public Lands Commission decisions. Meeting summaries for January 12th and 26th have been posted online, as have the ones from February 7th. At that meeting, discussion was held in reference to the PLC's public education campaign, as well as a series of planned district meetings. It was at this meeting that the board decided that those district events should include information about the 7-mile public beach vendor park policy. Focus then shifted to legislation and the draft Prescription Amendment Bill 2021, along with the Registered Land Amendment Bill 2021. The group made several comments and offered recommendations on how these bills could be improved. A summary of the board's following February 17th meeting has not yet been posted, but you can find the rest of the meeting minutes online at gov.ky. In regional news, 2 people died and a girl was injured after a hot air balloon they were riding in caught fire near Mexico City. Officials in the state of Mexico, which borders the capital, said the girl suffered burns and a broken arm. According to a video of the incident posted on social media, the occupants of the balloon appeared to have fallen or jumped from the craft. The dead were listed as a 50-year-old man and a 38-year-old woman. The accident occurred in a popular location for balloon rides. The cause of the accident is under investigation. Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Julie Kendler. Investigators in Russia have arrested a 26-year-old woman in connection with the death of the pro-war blogger Vladlen Tatarsky, who was killed in a bomb attack on Sunday. The suspect has previously been arrested for protesting against the war in Ukraine. The NATO Secretary-General has announced that Finland will join the alliance on Tuesday. Jens Stoltenberg said this will make Finland a safer country as well as making the alliance stronger. At the start of his trial in The Hague, Kosovo's former president Hashim Thaçi has pleaded not guilty to charges of war crimes during the fight for independence from Serbia in the 1990s. 3 co-defendants also pleaded not guilty. Oil prices have surged after the world's largest exporters announced surprise cuts in production. The price of Brent crude jumped more than 5% to above $84 a barrel. Donald Trump is due to depart his Florida home within the next few hours to travel to New York for his court hearing on Tuesday. Mr. Trump has been indicted on charges related to hush money payments. The Indian opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has filed an appeal against his conviction in a defamation case that resulted in his expulsion from Parliament. Mr. Gandhi appeared in court accompanied by senior members of his Congress party. Malaysia's parliament has passed a bill that removes mandatory death penalties, giving judges more flexibility during sentencing. Capital punishment has also been dropped as an option for a number of crimes that don't cause anyone's death. Electric scooter operators in Paris have urged the city's mayor to work with them on a compromise after she confirmed plans to ban rental scooters. It follows a public consultation vote on Sunday in which almost 90% supported the ban. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Are you tired of waiting in long lines at the pharmacy just to fill a prescription?
If what, child, let me tell you.
Well, now you can save time and money with ValueMed's online prescription service. Visit ValueMed's new website, valrx.com, and click the Refill Subscriptions button. Fill in your information and choose your preferred pickup location. Or email your prescription refills for ValueMed Walkers Road at rx-wr@valrx.com, and for ValueMed in Boddentown, email rx-bt at valrx.com. Say goodbye to the hassle of waiting in lines and hello to the convenience of online prescriptions with ValueMed Pharmacy. Visit valrx.com to place your orders today.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Whether it's routine care or highly complex surgery, when it comes to your health, you want the best. Health City has Cayman's most comprehensive range of in-house medical services. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to understand your health and ensure you get the care you need. From Camana Bay to East End, you can trust the team at Health City. Health City, world-class healthcare within your reach.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a new and second location in Governor's Square. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor's Square is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at your latest weather. It's nice and sunny on the outside. It feels like about 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the east at 7 miles per hour. Relative humidity 80%. And the barometric pressure still at 29.94 inches and falling. Light to moderate winds and seas are expected for the next 24 hours, associated with a ridge of high pressure over the northwest Caribbean. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate at wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Then looking at later on this evening, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate at wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. We're now in a high tide, which kicked in a few minutes ago at 8:05. It's going to be low at 2:21 this afternoon and high again at 8:32 this evening. Sunset will be at 6:39. The outlook is for similar weather through Wednesday morning. And that, my friends, is your latest weather.
Hey guys, I got a joke for you. What did one ocean say to the other?
I don't know.
Nothing. It just waved.
I don't get it.
An ocean? It waves to another ocean.
Oceans can't wave. They don't have hands.
What?
How would they even see each other? They don't have eyes either.
Seriously, how are you not getting this?
Oceans aren't even alive. Nothing you said makes sense.
With most claims paid within a few days, we're like a friend that doesn't miss the joke. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Change your thinking, change your life. Developing your emotional awareness can have profound effects on your life.
As Daniel Goleman said in his book entitled Emotional Intelligence, people who cannot marshal some control over their emotional life fight inner battles that sabotage their ability for focused work and clear thought, whereas people with well-developed emotional skills are more likely to be content and effective in their lives, mastering the habits of mind that foster their own productivity.
Change your thinking, change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, my friends, just about 13 minutes after 8 o'clock this morning time. How is the traffic in your neck of the woods? Coming out of the eastern districts, majority of traffic has got into the Georgetown area. Looking at east-west arterial, traffic is moving quite good. Not much traffic in that area, but of course the traffic still in the Linford-Pearson Crew Road area, slowly crawling, making its way into the Georgetown area. Traffic going through South Sound as well, and continuing up Walker's Road and along South Church Street, experience some traffic as well. Getting into Seafarers Way, we have 2 cruise ships in now, so more pedestrian movement is expected through the Georgetown area. Okay, Eastern Avenue, not much traffic at all. Of course, Shannon Road is similar with some light traffic. Edward Street, looking for you to find. And some pedestrian movement as well. Of course, traffic along the West Bay Road, looking down from the Ritz-Carlton. Bit of traffic heading into the Georgetown area. And of course, swinging our cameras back over to the Butterfield roundabouts. Of course, Bobby Thompson Way got some traffic there as well as on Huldah Avenue. And of course, on the Butterfield roundabout, some traffic coming off the Esley Tibbetts. Of course, some eastward bound traffic along North Sound Road, heading on the Dorset Drive and continuing on. And of course, a bit of a northward bound traffic heading around the roundabouts, which is expected in that area. Traffic dissipates, of course, as the morning progresses. Buckle up and stay safe, my friends. Your traffic report brought to you this Monday morning. Compliments of our friends at Subway.
When you're craving something big, something tasty that gives you that lip-smacking satisfaction, something that hits the spot, there is nothing better than a footlong from Subway.
It's pretty tasty.
Filling and full of flavor. Try our new sweet onion steak teriyaki with a twist, or the classic chicken teriyaki. Top it with green pepper, onions, cheese, and that sweet onion teriyaki sauce, all piled on your favorite artisanal bread. Satisfy that craving with a footlong from Subway.
Fresh, delicious, tasty, meaty.
Let's make it a meal with a drink, chips, and cookies. There is nothing better than a footlong from Subway.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. As promised, we do have guests in the studio with us this morning, representatives from the Department of Environmental Health. We are pleased to have in the studio with us Mr. Richard Sims, who is the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Ms. Yolanda Morales Carvalho, who's the Public Relations Officer with the Department of Environmental Health, and also with us Mr. Michael Howard, who is the Assistant Director for Solid Waste Management. They will be talking about the 2023 bulk waste collection schedule in the Cayman Islands. So you had one in November, but you will have one again this year, even before November. But I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm going to first say good morning, welcome to For the Record to all of my guests, and then I'm going to throw the mic over to the director, Mr. Sims, for some opening comments. Folks, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. And thank you for having us here this morning. It's a pleasure to be here at Radio Cayman, always.
Sure.
Sure, is my mic okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's really an honor and privilege to always be here at Radio Cayman. to talk about Department of Environmental Health. As you know, we're a huge department, but constantly changing. And we're here to talk to you about bulk waste collection this year. The thing is, as you know, we traditionally have our cleanups, bulk waste cleanup in November, just before the Christmas time arrives. But we've had so many challenges during that period because we find that it's really extremely busy for us because we're having to deal with so many things all at once, from bulk waste collection. Then, as you know, during that period also the NICE program also runs,
right,
which we play a huge role in as well. Mike and his team is always busy, around that time. And then we find ourselves with, having to deal with the meat inspections, for example, because, a lot of animals are slaughtered during that time. So we are really busy. And so I just thought of it that, it's time to move the bulk waste collection, from that particular time of year now to just before the hurricane season, which makes better sense because this is where we want to have residents start to think about all the flying objects around their properties. They could fly next door to other person's properties and cause further damages and so on. So this year we're going to kick it off in May, which is next month. So this is why we're here from early April to tell you and keep talking about it because we want to keep blowing the horns to say, listen, bulk waste is changing. It's not going to be November as we normally would have it, because it's also to help people make sure that they're prepared for the hurricane season. This is where you need to really start to think about all the derelict vehicles in your yard, all the old fridges and stoves that's around the back of the house or the side of the house. So we want to make sure that we come to you early this year and get those things away from your property.
Excellent. Yeah, we have to continue to hammer it home, so that people can remember that as well. Ms. Morales.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you for the opportunity, and we are also here to educate people. We know a lot of people know exactly what to do, but it's our duty to remind people that please wait for the schedule. The system that we are working with is actually we dedicating 1 week per district, right? Starting from the 1st of May, we are going to be in West Bay until the 6th, and then we move the following week to Georgetown, followed by Bordentown from the 15th to the 20th, and then the last week we are going to be collecting bulk waste in North Side as well as East End. We want to tell people to actually pay attention to these dates and don't bring out anything before your specific week or even after. That is very important because we don't want to throw off the schedule. There will not be extensions. And at the same time, we want to be fair to dedicate our effort to each one of these districts. So that is very important, as well as the separation of material. We don't want everything mixed because we would like to have the opportunity to have metals with metals, vegetation, as well as the rest of the waste separated.
Mr. Orrett.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I probably just want to reiterate what Mr. Sims said before, that we're bringing this forward from November, and it really aligns with what we want to do as an island, really, ahead of the hurricane season. We provide the bulk waste collection as a free service. We go out to all the communities, to all the homes, and make these collections. And doing it in November really is kind of after the season. And if we had a storm event and we were collecting debris from the height of the season from September, we would have, much more material to collect. So if we can bring those materials together, if people can bring them, put them on the curbside and put them out for us, we'll collect them. And this lowers the risk of flying debris, and it gives us less material to collect in the event that we do have a storm. So it's a big project we do. We work very hard to do it, and we just feel that it's better just to bring it more to the start of the year where it can have more benefit.
Certainly. And this program has been ongoing for quite a while now, so people should understand the whole concept of what bulk waste is all about. But can we touch on that topic a little bit? What is considered to be bulk waste?
Well, we're looking at from fridge, stoves, those bulky items that you can't manage yourself.
During Hurricane Ivan, we call them white goods.
Yes, the big stuff. The big stuff that you can't manage yourself. And the thing is, what we want to make sure that the persons understand, Mr. Connor, is that we need for them to put them out in front of their homes. We don't want people going at a particular spot within the district location to drop off stuff, because that creates a nuisance in itself for other persons who see that. Even though, sometimes those things are advantageous to us in a way, but we just still want to encourage that because of the time it takes for you to lift up those bulk items, put it on a truck or whatever means that you use to take it to that place. Might as well just take it on to the landfill. Just continue on. Yeah. So we just want people to know that, and for those who cannot really help themselves in that light, to understand that all we're requiring you to do is to take it and put it right in front of your home. That's it, without obstructing the roadway. For sure, we don't want to have the roadway obstructed in any way. So just put it in front of your home in a safe place and make sure that it's accessible to us.
Okay, and if you're concerned about the aesthetics of your own dwelling, then one of the things you should do is ensure that you put it out at the time that they're going to be collecting in your area. So I think it's going to be important to repeat those dates again. So that people will understand that, because I believe that some people simply say, well, I don't want to have it sitting in front of my house. So, I'll take it and, I'll put it on the east-west arterial right there by where the bus stop is. And and once, one person puts it there, everyone figures sort of believes that, well, this is the drop-off point.
Yeah, but if you put your stuff out on time, it will get collected.
Exactly,
that's the point. I don't know, I find not amusing, but I mean, people have brought that from their house and put it in front of their house. It's their things. It's not like someone else has dumped it there. But if you put it out there during the right week, we'll come and get it. And if anyone's got any queries, if you put your stuff out and you think the truck's gone, I mean, you can call Department of Environmental Health on the customer service and inquire with us, and we will address that. So it's not necessarily that we just go out there and in silence and do this. It's a communication between us and the community. So give us a call and we'll try and sort that out.
And you do have your regular waste collection as well, and those very patient and dedicated workers that you have there, they see exactly what's taking place on their route as well. And as a result of that, they would pass on that information. If they're not the ones who are picking up the bulk waste, they will pass that information on to say, well, over in Hibiscus Gardens, we do have quite a bit of stuff that has been put out there now, and alert you to it as well. So your internal communications is also important.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, as you alluded to, those are the same crew that goes out and do the bulk waste anyway. So they're able to see all those things, and we are able to plan properly and execute our pickups much better. So
that's a good point, because we are actually still doing the day job at the same time.
Yeah.
So all the residential collections, all the commercial collections, the recycling, the landfill, that's all still going on at the same time. So if people can help us out by putting the material at the curbside, making sure they sort it out into different piles between, say, the vegetation, the bulky items, the scrap, whatever it is, white goods, if they can sort that out, that makes our lives much easier, because you think we've got, for this month, we've got 2 jobs to do.
Yeah. And I know this change is a big change for the public, because they're so accustomed to, and we know we're going to get some resistance somewhere, because we can't get it right 100% all the time for everybody, and we understand that. But as long as people understand why we're making this change and the reason, and when you look at the timing for it, it is before hurricane season. And if you think about it now, start looking around your home and see what I can get rid of. Then it makes sense, right?
Yes.
But then you have those set of persons who think, well, I change out all my big stuff in Christmas. I mean, how many is it every Christmas that is happening? Or,
You're having a good Christmas, every year. You know?
So we have to make sure that, I mean, we know that we have to try and balance it, but you know, we just want people to understand. But more so, it should be for around hurricane season when things can fly around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, people lose their roofs and things like that. We don't want additional stuff going along with it. You know what I mean? So. We know it's a big change, but it's a positive one, we think. You know?
Okay. Now, the items that you have that are accepted: appliances, mattresses, vegetative waste, furniture, bicycles, and scrap metals. Are automobiles included in this, or is that a separate program?
No, that's a separate program because I know I get asked about this all the time when it comes to derelict vehicles in people's yards and stuff like that. And, you know, some people even ask me, so how much cars can one person have? There's no limit to how many cars one person can have, right?
Unfortunately,
right? And then you have the one person, the one enthusiastic mechanic who doesn't believe in other mechanics, who decide, well, okay, I'm going to work on all my cars myself, and then his neighbor has a problem with it because they're thinking he's operating a garage, and then, you know, I have to send environmental officers to look at, is this guy operating a garage, he operating a business, or he's just a lover of cars who's has want to fix up everything that he has. So we have those challenges, but you know, there are times when we have to involve other agencies such as planning and Department of Investment and Commerce, you know, if they're trading in any way to see if that is happening, or just somebody who's actually love to fix cars. You know, so we try to work with those persons when we have those issues. But, you know, back to your point though, in this go round, we don't normally include vehicles in the bulk waste because there's so many, and they can take up a lot of our time, right? But there's still avenues where those persons can come to the department, pay $75 for the transportation of those vehicles, and that service is offered year-round. So, you know, if there's any persons who feel they need that service, then we can certainly provide that.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay.
No one can stop me when I taste the feel.
Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Ensuring your existing appliances and equipment are cleaned and maintained regularly is an easy way to improve energy efficiency in your home.
Have your air conditioning equipment serviced by a professional. Make sure bathroom and kitchen exhaust fans and refrigerator coils are cleaned regularly, because the harder your appliances have to work, the higher your bills will be.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Cost Less, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independents, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have representatives in the studio with us, representatives from the Department of Environmental Health. We're talking about the 2023 bulk waste collection schedule, which has now been shifted to May of this year, from November to May. Our panelists here have told you why it has been changed. We do have a caller, though. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Do you have a question or a comment for our guests?
Yes, good morning, Ms. Connor, and to Director Sims, and I'm not sure who the other party is with him. This is Ms. Carrie Tibbett from the BRAC, and I am your official or unofficial garbage watchwoman. I hate garbage, and I hate to see my country being ugly because of it. But I would like to address a couple of things quickly. I'll be brief. With respect to the BRAC and the constant breaking down of the garbage trucks, Mr. Sims, I really hope that you can put it in your budget this year and get us some newer trucks, because I really want to say this. Mr. Andrew Ryan and Mr. Junior Frey and Mr. Lyndon Martin, they're godsend for those garbage trucks, keeping them on the road. We're constantly broken down, and you can't blame the mechanics, I guess. Not their responsibility. They do their best to get it back on the road. So we need newer garbage trucks up here, sir. That's the biggest concern with the residents of Kim and Brack, is getting their garbage collected, because when it's left there for too long, the chickens tear it out. It's all over, thrown all over the place. And the other thing I want you to address up here, Mr. Sims, because it's not being addressed, and I'm getting annoyed to the point where I'm going to do a video and blast it, but I'll give you the opportunity to fix it, sir. The small little commercial complexes up here, and even a couple of the bigger ones, need to have their garbage bins improved the way they have them at the complexes, and they're not being cleaned out, and you have a ton of flies, you have maggots, you have, they don't have proper garbage containers there for you to put the bags in, and they need to let their tenants know that they must tie the bags. Don't just put the bag there without tying it and sealing it closed, because that's the other issue up here. It seems like there's people that don't know that the drawstring is there for a purpose. You draw it and you tie it, and that way the garbage stays inside the bag and it's not spilling out. So those are the issues I have with the BRAC up here today, as well as there seems to be the signage on the road about littering is basically decorations, because it's not being enforced. I really want to see that enforced, sir. I really want people to be arrested, taken to court, and fined for dumping garbage out of their vehicles on the roadside, because it doesn't look, that's not Cayman kind, and that's not keeping paradise beautiful. Okay. So you gentlemen have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. I'll give you an opportunity to respond to that, but I want to remind our listeners that the main purpose of the panel, the representatives from Department of Environmental Health being here this morning, really is to talk about the new schedule for the 2023 bulk waste collection. To talk more about that, because we want to get you, our listening audience, acclimatized to that, to know about those dates. So rather than you having expectations, for November, we want to be focusing on the May pickup schedule. So, Mr. Sims, or any other panelists who may want to respond to that person, and then we will get back on track.
Yeah, I missed quite a bit of what she said in the first half, but I'm assuming she was talking about the trucks availability and the BRAC.
Yes.
Okay. Admittedly, we've been having challenges in maintaining the trucks in the BRAC because of not everyone know, but the responsibility of maintaining vehicle and equipment for the Cayman Islands government rests with the Department of Vehicle and Equipment Services, right? So there are times when they are unable to send mechanics to the BRAC to repair those vehicles. I mean, vehicles that are here and their offices and their equipment and all the mechanics are here on island in Grand Cayman. So our trucks here tend to quicker. If there's a breakdown in the brack, you won't know until it happens. So then when it happens, there has to be somebody notified, tickets has to be bought, traveling arrangements has to be made, all these different things, which then continues the further delays, right? So by the time a mechanic would reach the brack, to assist those that are there, because those guys who are on the brack, unfortunately, they don't have all the necessary tools sometimes, and the parts available to them for them to make the repairs as quickly as we would like them to do. And mind you, we commend them for the work that they've been doing, because they have been, the brack mechanics have been a tremendous asset to us, right? But we have, these are mechanical equipments that we're working with. And, when they go down, it's not like, it's our fault that it goes on. You have wear and tear that goes on. But nonetheless, what I've done recently, because of all of that, because we know that's an issue, so I've tasked the solid waste team to change out the trucks. I think that should be happening very shortly, where the trucks will be changed out. And then we'll have a recycling program where, for example, every so often we bring the trucks down because of, the mechanics that are available here on island, and the parts sometimes are, available here, or even not, because sometimes you have to order parts that have to come from overseas, So those are the kind of challenges we have when it comes to the mechanics.
And those trucks in the brack, when they were originally sent there, they were sent brand new?
Yes, brand new. Because, matter of fact, the newest truck over there, and you can see the challenge that we have in terms of maintaining and repairing them, is a 2018 truck, right? Okay. So when you think about it, it's not that old.
5 years, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So but they're giving us problems, like in terms of, but because they're not being able to be serviced regularly, right? And like I say, because of the challenge with having to send mechanics up there. To assist the mechanics up there, and then sometimes the parts are not available, so we have to order the parts to come to Grand Cayman from overseas, and then from overseas to the brack, and then have to coordinate all that. So those are challenges. But like I say, the quick fix, I believe, to that is the constant rotation of the trucks, and we're making some arrangements to have that happen in very short order.
And we've got new vehicles and equipment going there this year, so we've got a new grab truck coming. And this year that will swap out with the existing unit there, plus a new excavator for the landfill. We're currently servicing, as Ms. Sims says, one of our best trucks here to swap out with the rear loader there. And we understand the challenges in the sister islands, and we've worked hard with DVS and Public Works through district admin to try and address some of these issues. But we want to do the work. We want to get out there and make the collections. We don't like standing time, and we want to just deliver our services, so we're just doing the best we can to do that.
Okay, one of our listeners said that Plastic Free Cayman, the Plastic Free Cayman group, conducted a cleanup yesterday for all day, and left the bags on individuals' property. On Sandhole Road, beach side, and they wanted to know whether or not you go on the side roads, and they want us to again repeat the dates for the each district for May, which we'll get to again. But I recall when I was riding on Queens Highway yesterday, I saw the lots of plastic bags that had been filled with garbage in that area there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Mike is making note of that, so we'll have the team go out and
I'll pick that up after this.
Just before you get to Barefoot Beach, if you're heading east in that area there,
yeah. And one other thing I want to address in the lady that called from Cayman Brack in regards to the prosecution side of things. Prosecution is not as simple as sometimes members of the public think. Right, because we have to operate according to how the law is. Right. For example, she mentioned the things being thrown on the roadside and stuff like that. Now, if we don't see it, then, unless we actually physically see you doing that, then we can say, okay, yes, we can be reported for that offense, right? When it comes to waste, there's no name or label to it other than probably, the manufacturer of that product.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And so they're thrown all over the streets. And then, Department of Environmental Health is charged with, okay, why aren't you doing something about that? Why aren't you prosecuting people for that? But because we didn't see them. And then if, in order for you to take something like that to court, persons have to be willing to say they have seen somebody throw this thing out of their vehicles onto the street.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be willing to give a statement to that effect and be willing to say that you will attend to court and give evidence to that effect, right? Other than that, you just call us and tell us to come pick up the garbage. Yes, we'll come pick it up. But then, you don't expect a prosecution from it if there's no evidence to say that, this person who is actually doing it. And we have similar problems where property owners, when it comes to certain properties, they have all kind of garbage that they themselves didn't put on their property.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Now, they don't know who did it. We have no evidence of all of that, but they're complaining to us. And then here's how the law is written up. I have to write the owner and give him an abatement notice to clean up the property, for which he did not actually, commit. He wasn't the one that did it. But then I have to serve him an abatement notice to do it. And if he don't do it, then he gets prosecuted. Yeah. So what that does in the first instance, what it tells you is that I have to first, before I go to prosecuting stage, I have to give you an abatement notice first to give you an opportunity to clean it, right? And so those are the challenges when it comes to so people can understand that there's a process. It's not just instant prosecution, as you say, right?
But it would seem as if the strategy, and one that you're employing by doing this bulk waste pickup as well, is to use the carrot and not the stick.
Right.
Because while the stick is there, it is very difficult for you to maneuver that stick or to even raise it because of the complexities of things. So the whole idea is to get people to be more conscious about their surroundings and keeping their surroundings clean as well. And that goes for everyone. The road users out there who will take this plastic wrapper and throw it out of their car window.
Yeah. Because I can show you something, Mr. Connor.
Sure.
All right. Last week, we sent the team out to clean the highway there on Linford Pearson, right? Now, this was as a result of the cutter that cuts as soon as that happens,
yes, we
see a lot of garbage. And you say, well, how did that happen? We just cleaned that a couple of weeks ago, and here we are. The machine went, we cleaned. I guarantee you, we can go there this week again, and you're going to see the same thing, right? What I believe happened is simply this: on that street, well, the statistics is clear. It's already there in terms of the information collected by the NRA. The 32,000 vehicles traverse that road every single day. Every single day. And if you have 1% of persons passing that, traversing that road every single day, throwing out one little cup, one little bag, that's a lot. That's 300 persons doing that, right? So we have to educate the public and let them understand their responsibility as well. Yes, we are the cleanup persons, but you have responsibility for not throwing it out.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Right. So those are the things that we're challenged with. But then everybody says prosecute them. Yes, I would love to prosecute them, but I need the evidence.
You have to identify them
it's
first.
Much easier if they're just responsible for the waste that they produce and that they dispose of it properly. That's just so much easier than something littering the side of the road or littering the streets, being an eyesore. Us going to collect evidence, build a case, prosecute, and give someone a fine at the end of the day. The first case is so much simpler.
There's a lot of personal responsibility that needs to be attached to this, and people need to take that. We have to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Hello, Cayman. I am the reigning Miss Teen Cayman Islands, Brianna Livingston. It's that time again when girls ages 15 to 18 will have the opportunity to be Miss Teen Cayman Islands 2023 to 2024 and a Cayman Islands Youth Ambassador. It is a life-changing experience and an opportunity you won't regret. For more information and your application, visit the Miss Teen Cayman Islands Facebook and Instagram pages. Hurry now! The deadline for entry is March 31st, 2023.
The application deadline has been extended to April 5th.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have representatives from the Department of Environmental Health in the studio with us talking about the 2023 bulk waste collection schedule. We are pleased to have in the studio with us Mr. Richard Sims, who is the Director of the Department of Environmental Health, Ms. Yolanda Morales Carvalho, who is the Public Relations Officer within the Department of Environmental Health, and also with us, the Assistant Director for Solid Waste, Mr. Michael Howard. We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Mr. Connor, and also your panel this morning from DEH, Mr. Sims, Director Sims. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Morning.
I just want to call in because I know we have complaints. People call in about complaints, but I want to call in on the opposite side to say, thank God for the DEH. You guys do a fantastic job. You are a great leader. Since you have come on board, there have been a market improvement in everything that DEH does. And I want to commend you and your team, your senior team. But I want to commend the ordinary they're really kings, really, but we call them garbage truck men, but they're really kings. They are the best of the Cayman Islands. I got up one morning, a few months ago, I said, I got to get up and do something for these guys. I got up, I was going to offer them breakfast or a cup of coffee, but as I was, Mr. Sims, I'm not the best organizer. I don't move that fast. So I was getting the coffee ready. I heard the truck coming down in the neighborhood in Newlands, and I put in the cups of coffee. I said the best thing I can do is give them a cup of coffee so they can run with that. But before I could get the 3 cups out to the porch, they had picked up my garbage and gone. Not only my garbage, but the neighbors and the next door neighbors as well. They are the best, sir. May I tell you, and may I say that to you for you to extend it to each and every one of your kings.
Yes.
Please convey to them the sentiments of this private citizen that they are the best.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I certainly will. I really thank you for your kind compliments. I always boast about my team too as well. We have some of the best men and women working for us, and they take great pride in doing the work that they do.
Listen. You go to other countries and you will see the market difference. Even our neighbor to the Mr. Connor, are they to the east of us or southeast or northeast? Anyway,
more to towards the south of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you go to other countries, including that one, and you'll see what a non-functional garbage disposal system does to your country.
Yes.
And we have top class here. Yes, there may be a few occasions where somebody forgot to tie their garbage bag or didn't pick it up on time or whatever. But you have a first-class operation there, sir. And I want to extend on behalf of myself, and perhaps I speak for many others, but certainly I speak for myself as a private citizen. You're doing a first-class job, sir. And I commend you, and I ask you humbly to hug all your garbage vendors during the course of this week and tell them that this private citizen thinks they are the best, and I call them kings. Thank you, Mr. Connor.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. We're going to grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, as usual, I'm not going to be long. And myself as well, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the workers that, especially the trucks that pick up all of this stuff in the morning. On the other hand, I would like to really sympathize with those guys, because what's happening in a lot of the areas, it's not necessary. Those guys have to be picking up garbage in just sometimes in garbage cans or pans or mostly bags that is on the road after the chickens and cats and dogs tear it apart. I'm saying here now quickly, it is high time that we have people in enforcement tell the community or tell the island as a wider, shall I say, the whole island. Everybody has to have their own secured garbage cans. I understand you're not talking about this today, but I thought that this would be the opportunity, because there's not too much time that Mr. Sims come on the earth. So this is my little chance to say, everybody should have at least 3 containers. One, like in England, your plastics, your metals, and your food waste in 3 different containers, and you must put it in those containers. You just can't do as you like to pile up everything together. Another thing, I hope what I'm saying now that will be taken seriously to what I'm saying, because I know I'm on the right track in saying these things. And it will be easier for the Environment Department. This can has got metal, the other one has got plastic on it, and that would be an easiest way. Another thing, Mr. Sims, I've been preaching ever since Methuselah days about the horseback people riding up here. Some people are very cleanly and organized, with they taking their horses and up on trailers and what. Others just ride up the street. The horse manure is on the road. The chickens and everything smell. When you get a rain or any quantity of rain, it just floods the road. And sometimes, if it comes fast enough, it will come into my property. It is high time that this looked into in a proper manner. And I hope that what I am saying now is not continuing to go on deaf ears. So I thank you very much for listening to me, and you guys have a pleasant day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. One of our listeners has also written in and wanted to know whether when will you get involved in the recycling of glass as well. So if you could cover that at some point in time. We have about 3 minutes before we go to our headline news, and I want to thank you all. You have agreed to remain here with us until 9:15. So I want to thank you for that as well. Okay. But I give you an opportunity to respond to the callers that we had before.
Yeah, just a couple of points to address the last caller there. You know, he spoke about providing bins for residential collection and stuff like that. Well, just to please you know that we'll be rolling out a similar pilot program where we'll be providing you with bins, but not all of them to cover the plastics, and this is just a regular waste for now. With proper lids, we already have them in our possession. Okay. So just Mike is actually leading the charge in terms of rolling that program out, which will be going out shortly. You know, and our goal is to get those bins island-wide, right? But we have to start in small pockets first and then extend it out. so to help us. And then, of course, surely we would like to extend the curbside collections in terms of recyclables someday. We just don't know when that will be yet. But for now, we are encouraging people to use the depots that are available out in their respective districts. We will be expanding another depot in the Bordentown area in the next couple of weeks. So we should see some improvement in terms of recyclable collection in that respect. But we're getting there. And in relation to the horse situation, I'll certainly have my environmental officers go down there in West Bay and see what can be done in relation to that. So we'll work with the property owners and see how we can actually make some improvements there to make the situation a little better for them in the West Bay.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean, we keep hearing persons talking about enforcement, and everybody wants to feel that they want to use the have a hand to get things done. Again, it is my belief that in this particular case that you really need to get people on board as opposed to getting out there and having legislation, if you're strong legislation that you're unable to enforce at the end of the day, getting people. Now, one of our listeners also wanted to know whether or not the beautification committee that has been established, whether or not the DEH has any links with the beautification committee as well. But we're going to take our headline news break. That is very short. When we return, the guests in the studio, Mr. Sims, Ms. Morales, and Mr. Howard will be with us until 9:15. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The headline news is brought to you by Health Services Authority.
Friday marked an exciting day for the Cayman Islands Coast Guard as they welcomed 13 new recruits to the family. The commencement ceremony is the culmination of 12 weeks of basic seamanship training and the start of their probationary period before they can earn the tab of ordinary seaman. Russian investigators have detained a woman in the hunt for the killers of pro-war blogger Vladimir Tarkovsky in a blast that took place in the St. Petersburg cafe. In video released by authorities, most likely recorded under duress, Daria Tropova is heard admitting she handed over a statuette that later blew up. But in the footage released, she does not say she knew there would be an explosion, nor admit any further role. More than 30 people were wounded in the bombing in Russia's second capital. And Donald Trump is set to fly from his estate in Florida to New York ahead of his scheduled court hearing tomorrow. The former U.S. president is expected to arrive tonight and will spend the night at Trump Tower. Police erected barricades outside the building over the weekend, with demonstrations expected both there and at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. The 76-year-old is facing charges related to hush money payments made to a porn star before the 2016 election. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
The headline news are brought to you by Health Services Authority.
When you have a sports or fitness-related injury, trust the expertise of the HSA Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic to get you back in the game. Our internationally trained and certified physicians specialize in sports traumatology, sports medicine, pain management, and orthopedic surgery. For treatment of common injuries such as tendonitis, arthritis, tennis elbow, rotator cuff, or knee tears, schedule a consultation with the Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic at Smith Road Medical Center by calling 949-8600 or visit hsa.ky for more information.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Director Mr. Richard Sims from the Department of Environmental Health, Ms. Yolanda Morales Carvalho, who is the Public Relations Officer, and Mr. Michael Howarth, who's the Assistant Director for Solid Waste at the Department of Environmental Health. We're talking about the 2023 bulk waste collection schedule. and we're going to get back to that. But other issues are being raised as well. I'm told that we still have one more caller on hold. Paul, we're going to take that caller, and then we're going to close the phone lines off because we want to give the representatives here an opportunity to get their message across as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Morning, yes. Morning, gentlemen. I just want to pass this one on concerning the garage. The garage is what you call it, something humanity have to deal with. And number two, majority of the garbage place them you see with a small bag, the small shopping bag from Foster's and Kirk's. That's not a garbage bag, you know, and majority of the garbage is just being about the place like that. Get in the way. The cat get at it, the chicken get at it, whatever come along get at it. But the majority of the humanity are now looking into that. They just care about the garbage, the guys that pick up the garbage. You know, the human have to deal with that, and they're now looking into that. They just putting it in the den just so. You know, they will say buy a pocket garbage bag and have the big garbage bag that we sorted the problem up with the garbage. Book the place, you see a lot of garbage book the place around different area on the island. Okay, gentlemen, have a nice morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just exactly what we were talking about off air as well. So, Ms. Yolanda?
Yes, what we were saying is that we need to humanize garbage in the way that in the morning you hear in the truck, if you are up, you will hear the truck and just picking up your garbage. But actually, there are human beings there who are actually picking up that garbage and put it in the trunk. You don't see them, you don't hear them, but they are the real heroes outside there. And we need to think about them at all times because imagine because we don't see them and we take them for granted. But many of our colleagues get injured while doing their job. From sometimes the bags are extremely heavy. They deal with all kind of animals that probably are there because people are not keeping the area clean enough. They just think it's part of the entire garbage. But we need to be responsible. We need to keep our enclosures clean and properly done, built properly for these guys who are coming every morning to actually lift up those garbage, our waste, the waste that we produce, and move on with it. So I would like to put that outside there. Think about all these men and even women within our department who get up every morning at 3 o'clock ready to go and do their job of the best that they can. And even when it's raining, they are there. They do not stop. When it's holidays, we still outside there working. So I have a lot of respect for my colleagues who are the collectors and the drivers. A lot of respect and consideration. And I would like people to think about that every time a glass break and they have to dispose that glass. Think about, okay, let me secure it so the person who is collecting the garbage will not get caught. Even though they use all the protection equipment and everything, please help us to make their job easier and more effective.
Now, and this habit of using the grocery store shopping bags to put their garbage in, especially in housing complexes where you have multi occupation occupational units there. How can we get around that to encourage? Again, you spoke about, and maybe speak a little bit more about this pilot project that is being undertaken as well, because you look at some of the areas where apartments are, and you see, the huge concrete enclosure there, but then there are all of these individual plastic bags in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, under the legislation at the moment says you can put a bag out or a container, so there's nothing strictly speaking saying around the type of the bag, but we don't really have a standard, what we call a set out in the Cayman Islands. That's not standardised. We have guidance around enclosures, but every single collection can be different. Every enclosure can be different, and what we'd like to move towards is I think the previous caller mentioned about having every house having a secure garbage bin. That's the direction we want to go in. You know, so we are looking at carrying out a pilot project in an area within the Cayman Islands. We've not decided 100% where. We're refitting the trucks to provide lifting equipment on the back, so that every home would have a standardised bin. This is kind of the vision, and that all our trucks pick up those bins without a man, you know, one of our great collectors having to pick up the garbage by hand, come into contact with it, issues with heavy bags affecting the human body, you know, that we have mechanical lifts to lift those into the back of the truck. So that's the direction we would like to go in. We want to take it slow and steady and make sure that we do it in the right way and do it on a smaller area, so we can learn lessons from the area and hopefully roll that out in a wider sense.
Okay, and our listeners want the dates to be repeated as well. We know that it is in May. We're in April, and you know, things go pretty fast, and I'm sure that the department will be on for the record again, as well as Sterling Dwayne's show talk today to talk more about this as the dates approach. But our listeners want to be reminded of the dates as well. So if you could do that.
Sure. The first thing that we want to remind people is that this schedule is going to be replaced on the schedule for November. So we will have only one bulk waste collection scheduled, and it will be in May. In the case of Grand Cayman, we will be moving into West Bay from May the 1st to the 6th. That is Monday to Saturday. Then we move into Georgetown from the 8th to the 13th. The following week, which is May 15th to the 20th, we will be working in Bordentown. And the last week will be North Side East End. That is from May the 22nd to the 27th. It's very important that people prepare their bulk waste. How to do this? 3 easy steps. Step 1, check your collection date. Step 2, separate metals and vegetative waste. Step 3, place waste on curbside. So it's very simple. If we work together as a team, everything will run very smoothly, how it has been done for the past collection schedule. And we want to thank people who actually are very respectful of these dates and the instructions given to them.
Yeah, if I could just add to that as well. That
Sure.
You know, this is for all the Cayman Islands. So, you know, this includes the sister islands, and we plan to carry out that those bulk waste collections on both sister islands, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, in the final week, so May 22nd to the 27th.
And one question that we always have is, what will happen if I put my waste outside the schedule? So clearly, we want to tell people, listen, if for some reason you could not meet the dates, we have, of course, our Georgetown landfill in the case of Grand Cayman, but we also have the landfill drop-off facility that is open 24/7, Monday to Sunday. So is there for you. It's there for you to use. Even you can take there your recyclables as well. So that is information that is outside there. We would like to remind people about that. And what happens if it's not collected? Well, probably reinforcement. Our colleagues from environmental health, they're going to be passing around and check you, and probably you could be given a warning. But the idea is that we all work together, and I believe we can do it because we have done it in the past, and it will be okay. Everybody will come together and work because it's for the benefit of everybody.
One of our listeners says, the person says that they put out their refuse at night before the trucks come in the morning. That way the animals will be gone to roost. And they point out that some people are simply too cheap to buy real bags. And the person says they also put their bin inside their wall, but they put it where the collectors can reach it as well. Another person has opined and said the problem is not with the Department of Environmental Health. As a country, we are losing the pride that we used to have in maintaining our surroundings as well. And I'm going to talk more and ask more questions about the committee that has been established as well, because I believe that that committee has been established more to give advice to government on the way forward. It seems, though, as if sometimes some of the low-hanging fruit that are available to us, we don't want to pick those. We want to wait for the ones on the top of the tree to get fit and right before we go to them. But with your pilot program that you have mentioned, that seems to be, one of the low-hanging fruits that you feel that you can embark upon without the changes in legislation. And I know that you have mentioned, about, you govern by legislation, but I also want to put this to you to the extent that, what is the, or how is the incentive and the drive to have legislative changes to be able to allow you to do the job that you really want to do as well. Now, I know that's going to take a little bit more than 1 minute. So, Paul, what we're going to do is we're going to take our next commercial break after I have closed off with them. So I want to give you an opportunity to mention that as well.
Yeah, I mean, what you sounds saying is music to my ears, but I know the director's working hard in that area to update the legislation into what we would like to see as a service going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on behind the scenes in terms of legislation, and I think to aid us, because for now, like remember I mentioned earlier, some of the times before we can actually do any sort of prosecution, there need to be abatement notices first. But one of the things that I would like to see in the future is where we are able to do administrative fines and certain things that could be more immediate.
Mm-hmm.
When people don't comply with certain things, we can do an administrative. That'll make things much more quicker, and so those are the kind of things that we're working on. But we are working on a lot of things to ensure that we enhance our legislation to make sure that our work can be more efficient and effective, in terms of enforcement. Right, so that's coming. But it's that takes a lot of work, because you have to go through not just the idea first, and then you have to go through the legal persons who have to draft things and make
cabinet approval as well.
Yes, different things. So those things take time. But nonetheless, even though it take time, we are working on those, and hopefully we should see some of those come to fruition in the near future. You see, one of the things that we're hoping to in relation to the pilot program with the wheelie bins, because you mentioned, we were talking during the break, I think, when we were saying persons are piling up the garbage in front of their homes for quite some time before it's get collected, right? With the wheelie bins, with the capacity that we're giving you, I think it's 90 gallons, so with a 90-gallon bin, you can actually keep that closer to your house or in your garage for those who have, right? And you can put the waste in that. And then on the night when before we're coming out, you can just wheel it out. Our team comes up, they pull it on the electronic mechanism in the back, and then once it's emptied, then you can wheel it back into your garage or inside the house if you so choose.
So you in those bins that are going to be provided, you don't have to package your waste for it to be disposed of.
This is just regular waste.
Yeah, not so much. It isn't. It wouldn't be a requirement. I mean, if we were collecting it, we would need the lid to be closed so that you're not overflowing the bin.
Yeah,
right. You couldn't exceed the size of your bin, and so once we pick that up, that would be tipped into a truck, and no person, none of our collections team would need to come into contact with it. The reason why it's bagged at the moment is so that we can separate the garbage from our people, really. And the environment around it. With having a bin there, you don't need that.
And it tips in terms of where this pilot program is going to take place. I would say venture to say this, that those persons who are heavily financially invested in their communities do not want to see the value of their investment decrease in any way. So those are going to be the ones who are more attentive to keeping their neighborhoods clean. Yeah. Whereas those areas where people are less invested or not invested at all, that this is where you're likely to have more of those challenges. And I know that you as civil public servants can't really say that. I can say so as a radio host, though.
I mean, we'll have lots of challenges. You said it was like low-hanging fruit earlier.
Yeah,
I wouldn't agree with that. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of learning. Every house is different. A lot of the roads are different. We need to accommodate for all these circumstances. So the pilot, which will happen towards the end of this year, will identify those concerns before we move it on elsewhere through process and lessons learned.
Okay. Well, I've kept you over time, but I want to give each of you an opportunity for some closing comments, and in this case, it will be ladies first.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I just want to remind people about the dates. West Bay, May 1st to the 6th, Georgetown, May 8th to the 13th, Bordentown, May 15th to the 20th, and North Side and East End from May 22nd and until the 27th. This is also the same week we are going to be doing the collection of bulk waste in the sister island. And please remember, this schedule is going to be replacing the schedule for November. And just prepare your waste, get it ready. Check the dates for collection, separate metals and vegetative waste, and place the waste on the core side.
Okay. Mr. Howard?
Yeah, I mean, we understand that this is a change, and it's a change to people's sort of annual rituals about what we go about. But we hope that people understand why we're doing it. We're trying to do it to provide better service and improve where we are ahead of the hurricane season. But if we do have it's a project we actually enjoy doing. We like to provide this service. It's free, so we'd ask people just to take part as much as they can, listen to what we said about separating the materials, and we'll come and pick it up. But if anyone has any queries, call DEH 949-6696, and we can address those.
Okay, Mr. Sims?
Yes, my team has summed it up quite nicely already. But I just want to, always take this opportunity to thank the men and women of the Department of Environmental Health for the hard work and dedication and their commitment to these islands. They're really hard-working persons, and I appreciate all the work that they do for us. Like Mike said this a while ago, we know that this is a significant change because we're moving the bulk waste collection from November to May, and this is the only one this year being planned for this year. So we need to have persons keep that in mind, and it's to help them and think about all the bulk waste they have around their properties that they think could be potential hazards, especially during the height of a storm. This is the time to get rid of it. There are a lot of persons out there we know like to hold on to sentimental properties.
Yes.
But there comes a time when you have to let it go.
Yeah, they hold on to the old car and say, "Well, I'll keep this one for spare parts," but they're not replacing the new vehicle that they're getting isn't the same model as the old one. So
and they will you have those who will I soon fix it. Those type of people, I soon fix it that never get fixed.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to realistically fix these vehicles, let's just get rid of them. We're here to help you, and you say, well, all you have to do is visit the Department of Environmental Health and come and pay for those vehicles to be taken away. But the other bulk items are free. Just put it out. There's no need, and I want to emphasize this because I don't want to see people piling up waste in a respective location within their districts. You just need to push it out right to the front of your home. We'll see it. We'll come and get it, because we have people who go out and scout ahead and see what tasks are there to be done, and so we'll know the locations to visit. And just remember, we visit every single home every week. We're the only department in the government that does that, So we know what you have. We see it. So we'll come and get it.
Okay, folks, I want to thank you all very much for being here, and bear in mind that we will always find a slot for you to accommodate you, as the May date gets closer and closer as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. We're probably going to take a long one because, Paul, you probably want to combine this commercial break with the other one. When we return, we're going to have an open mic as well. Those of you who didn't get an opportunity to opine by phone lines will be open, and I'm sure that the members here on their way back to work, if the government has provided them with a vehicle that has a radio in it, they will be tuned into Radio Cayman and they will hear, some of the comments that you may have as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Washing your clothes in cold water can save you 90% of your washing machine energy usage.
Using LED light bulbs uses 75% less energy than regular bulbs, and they last 25 times longer. Keeping your appliances and equipment cleaned and maintained regularly will reduce your monthly electricity bill.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costulest, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Many of us know someone or have experienced sexual harassment and can attest to the devastating effects. Doesn't matter age, gender, or sexual orientation, it can happen to everyone. Having laws that help prevent sexual harassment helps ensure that all employees and customers feel safe and are treated with dignity and respect. Everyone should understand their rights and feel empowered to utilize the protection afforded to them. This is why your feedback matters. To join the conversation, visit www.gov.ky/sexual harassment. All responses are anonymous and are used to improve and clarify concepts, procedures, or provisions of the bill. The public consultation period ends on April 15th, 2023.
West Bay Pharmacy. Personalized medicine, customized care to meet your specific needs. Your body is unique to you. Your medicine should be too. Whether you're seeking individual-specific medication, correct size dosages, or simply better tasting medicine, ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about how compounding at West Bay Pharmacy can increase your treatment options, not only for your family, but for your pets too. West Bay Pharmacy, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sundays and most holidays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you are remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Ensuring your walls, ceilings, and floors are properly sealed against air leaks is an important step in lowering your monthly energy bills. Even small gaps around windows, under doors, or around lighting and plumbing fixtures can add up to as much air loss as having an open window.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costyless, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Enjoy a magical night of arts and culture at Red Sky at Night Multidisciplinary Arts Fair at the Hockwell Cultural Center, Saturday 15th April from 2 to 11 p.m. With 4 stages of live music, dance, poetry, and theater performances, over 100 artists and artisans, creative kids corner, delicious food, Caymanian village with traditional demonstrations and fireworks. There is so much to see and do at Red Sky at Night. Brought to you by the Cayman National Cultural Foundation. Early bird tickets are $15 and $25 at Funky Tanks locations, the CNCF office, or online at www.ticketsplus.ky. Gates open at 1:30 p.m.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to have a half an hour with one commercial break in between of an open line for you this morning as well. The representatives from the Department of Environmental Health, they have left the studio. Again, I want to thank them for being here as well. And just want to urge everyone out there to really, really be conscious of your environment, be conscious of the aesthetics of the island, your own home, your own yard, and if it isn't yours, but you're occupying it, you should treat it as if it was your own as well. We do understand that some who have come to the Cayman Islands have adjustments that they have to when coming here, because they're possibly coming from an environment where not as much detail and attention is placed on things like garbage collection on a regular basis, keeping your yards clean and things of that nature. But the old saying is, when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. But the problem that we have in the Cayman Islands is that if you end up with less Romans and more of the others, then you're going to end up do as the others do as opposed to do as the Romans do as well. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning there, my good friend O.C. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Yeah. What I got to say about what you just said is old habits are hard to break.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah. And normally that's a norm where they come from. So you know how that goes. Okay. I heard you talking this morning about after the guest leave, you got stir it up. You know, that's my favorite Bob Marley song. And the same topic that you think you got stirred up with is the topic I'm going to stir it up with.
Okay.
So
let's start stirring.
Yeah, well, see, I was so pleased with the implementation of the advertising of the temporary work permit, because me and you have had discussions of work permit and what work permit should be for and what it is for. right? So
Right.
I was happy that that was implemented, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because it would curb the unemployment that we are creating amongst imported people here, because they're just a thing to get the people here. Agencies are doing that, and then as soon as their 3 months are up, they let them go, and they're out there to fend for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's a lot of speculation are going on, and people are calling me like I know the answer. Know that.
Well, they figure if you don't know the answer, you know someone who knows the answer.
That's true. I could call you. So yeah. As soon as Minister Sanders had departed, all of a sudden, the very next cabinet meeting, these this regulation to advertise were immediately taken away. Is that you notice, Jose, OC, every time that we try to implement something that would be
beneficial to Caymanians,
to us, it's quickly removed because of somebody get their ears, or I don't think they wake up the morning before and say, "Oh, we're going in and remove that." That had to be initiated by other people. So I don't know how we supposed to be the populace can get them to do things that would be beneficial for us, but yet everything that other people think that don't suit them. You remember the first thing that came was the Cayman Protection Board. You remember that? That didn't sound good, so we had to move that. And we moved everything else, the 3-year rollover. Oh, no, we need to build a house. Then they put it to 5. Oh, that's not enough. Then we went to 7. Then we went to 9. So when is it going to stop? So I want to find out now, why was that move immediately? Why? We got a lot of other things at hand that I think that they could have dealt with, except moving that.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear nobody talking about moving their rollover policy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that would stop people from stupidly applying for PR.
Yeah. Caller, what I'll do, stay on the line, because we're going to talk about this. I'll share with you the release. And this was released by Work. And it says requirement to advertise jobs before submitting temporary work permits repealed by Cabinet. Now, I, at some point in time, will concentrate on that word repealed, but we'll come back to that. So here's what the meat of the release says, right? It says the campaign launched by Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman Work last month, announcing that advertising on Jobs Cayman would soon be required before submitting temporary work permit applications, has been repealed, and the requirement scheduled to come into effect today no longer stands until further notice. Now, until further notice could be, until health freeze is over, so we're not sure. Progress continues on preparing the new outline system, and Work is committed to improving processing times through the implementation of efficient processes and internal systems. Now, that paragraph there, it seems to me to say that instead, and this is my interpretation, instead of requiring advertising for temporaries, what we're going to do is that we're going to concentrate on preparing the new online system so that we can process your work permits faster, so that you don't have to apply for temporary work permits. Now, let's look at the English dictionary and see what the definition of repeal is. And basically it says to revoke or annul a law or a congressional act. The action of revoking or annulling a law or a concessional. So you mean you revoke it? You revoke it. It has. So when you revoke something, it no longer exists. I could understand if they had used the terminology that it has been postponed. Whether or not there's a possibility of that, the effective date has been changed, but none of that has been said. Even though that they said that the requirement of advertising before submitting temporary work permit applications has been repealed, and the requirement scheduled to come into effect today no longer stands until further notice. It's almost like double speak. You have repealed it. That means you have revoked it. Right. And at the same time, until it's going to come back or not until further notice. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. Now, if this was done simply because the person who was instrumental in introducing this policy change is no longer there, I believe that speaks to either the unity or disunity that existed in cabinet, why now they can basically turn around and you repeal it. That means that probably didn't have all the support that it should have had in the first place, but we went ahead and did it anyway.
Suspended until further notice, still only a bunch of flowery words they are using.
Yeah.
So what, you got to tell me one person implemented that?
Well, it was a cabinet decision, and in cabinet there's that principle of collective responsibility. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it looked a little fishy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sound a little fishy to me.
Yeah. Well,
somebody need to come on, because also heard you said something. I want to touch on that too. A couple of days ago, you said if things should change, so we don't have to take these things to the street. I hope they don't think that we're not prepared to go to the street, because I should remind them of 1970 when ex-MP Gilbert McLean took to the streets and brought Georgetown to a standstill. We do still have that in us. So they need to do the right thing, because there's a different kind of animal out here now.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to leave us there. We're going to have a few more callers on hold.
All right.
Take care. Sorry, shouting here on the mic. I heard that you continue to visit someplace up in East End. Well, I'm going to say this. He's gone, but I understand that he continues to visit a certain place in East End. Now, yes, we understand that he's from East End, but there's a certain area that he's visiting that is being developed. I can imagine if you're visiting there now, while there's really not a whole lot going on in terms of fruit trees and stuff like that. When those fruit trees are there, I can imagine that they're going to probably won't be able to keep you away from that site at all. Just saying that I heard that. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. O.C., I want to say something, and I hope that Mr. Maxfield is listening, and he could probably call and shine some light on what I'm going to say. Okay? My tax ID from the public transport, they're refusing to give this ID to me, telling me that I have to sign this letter and I have to put this banner on my car. Anyhow, I just want someone to come and tell me, how right this is, and if there's any wrong in this, that what they're doing to me with my ID.
Mm-hmm.
Now today, I can't work because they won't give me my ID. It's been over 2 months that I've been sitting up here now and so crying about a banner to be put on my car. I just had a little short meeting there with two of the workers, and I asked them, why is it that you got someone out here that doesn't have no banner on them, but yet you're here telling me to put an ID on? What is the problem? What more information do we need on our cars to see that we are a taxi driver? are you trying to put us all in risk?
Okay, what's the answer that you get? What answer did you get?
They can't do much of an answer because they're not the higher ones of the situation. I need to go to the glass house. That's where I need to go.
Okay.
Without getting my ID, without this banner put on my car.
Mm-hmm. You may want to check with the office of the ombudsman to see whether or not you have a legitimate claim, in relation to why the fact that they are denying you your license. You may want to take that approach. Maybe they can give you some advice there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, well, I am going to remind them this week here out of a job because I don't have an ID to work with. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. Can you just imagine because of one little stupid sticker that's saying my taxi number? Can you imagine?
Well, but so why is it only you?
It is me. I'm quite sure there's many other ones, but when they can't take it no more, they get scared. They go and put the banner on. Mm-hmm. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. Mm-hmm. And I don't see. They can't tell me, and they can't show me what this banner going to do for my business. If it's going to increase it, decrease it, or set me up to be robbed in my own yard, or anywhere else.
Yeah. My suggestion is check with the office of the ombudsman, see if they can give you any advice on it as well. Okay.
Well, I'm getting to the glass house right now.
Okay. Thank you. Let's grab another caller before we go to our break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. I'm calling
good morning.
In relation to the repeal of this law and stuff as well. I think a lot of people are concentrating on the repeal of the law and stuff, but what is it in relation to? They're talking about the online system, right? And it's just for one advertisement for temporary work permit, which you can either click yes or no. Either they have it or they don't, depending on where they want them to advertise or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But is the system as it stands now, is it geared towards full work permits as opposed to temporaries?
Well, maybe that is what they need to say. This is what I'm calling on this morning. How much did we pay for this system? Where was the system developed? Was it just developed for us here in government? Was people trained here in immigration to handle this system?
I believe it's an extension of what was called the IMSS, Immigration Support System, that was put in place. Immigration has continued to build on their system since 1980, and everything is connected to that as well. I believe, and I stand to be corrected, but it was developed here in the Cayman Islands by Computer Services. It's a bespoke system that is in place that we have for the Cayman Islands, and it is one that works extremely well. But if you know anything about computer systems, is that when you go to introduce something else or to change something, it may have knock-on effects on other things as well. So that has to be taken into account if that is the case. Now, what we need to know with this is whether or not this was a policy decision that was taken by the government to withdraw this requirement, or whether or not it has been withdrawn simply because they're not ready yet for it to be implemented because of technical issues.
I would beg to differ. I think maybe someone in immigration staff, which of course they're government, so they can't speak, because their lips has to be wide shut. You can't say anything about it in there because of your jobs and yada yada whatever. But I think that this, like you said, is fishy. It's nothing about no system. It's nothing about no system, because all of that stuff is always in place, that when you're upgrading, when you're doing anything, things can happen or whatever. But this has been going on for quite some time, that this is going up. So it's nothing to do about no system. They lie. They lie.
Yep.
They just blatantly lying.
Maybe last Thursday, maybe last Thursday night when we had the new minister introduced, maybe something should have been said then about this. If not, this came out on Friday, one day after. So was it something that he just found out about, or was it a decision that was made while he was the new minister?
It was made, and he just had to sit on it because now he is in that position. That is all it is.
Okay.
I don't believe. When the thing is now with this government that we have it, once their lips are moving, you hear no that song. You lie, and half the time their lips aren't moving. They're either quiet about something, you don't hear anything. They're hush, 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 hush. All of a sudden, everybody in that government, their mouth were moving, everything they were talking. Now that they are in, it is nothing being said unless it's pure garbage and lies.
Thank you very much, Paula. Thank you very much.
I thank you, but I really do say it is something has to be more than about a system.
Got
it
you.
Is not the system.
Got
They
you.
lie.
Paul, let's take that last commercial break. We're going to cut the callers off because I want to give out this. Oh, we have one last caller. We're going to take that caller. We're going to ask that caller when we return to make it as short as possible because I want to share the information with you in relation to the holidays and the Department of Vehicle and Driver's License Easter closure program as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
I tell you what, I need to find a way to bring my electricity costs down. I don't want to see another high bill next month.
Have you tried doing an energy audit?
A what?
An energy audit. The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Oh yeah? I'm going to log on to that website right now. What was it again?
Visit energy.gov.ky to download do-it-yourself energy audits for your home or business. There is even a fun activity guide for kids.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costylest, and Foster's.
Visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to our last caller for the morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Morning again, Billy.
Well, I know that you need a bit of time to say a few things, so I will be under 2 minutes.
Okay.
Now, the two last callers are absolutely correct when they talk about this change in work permit, temporary work permits and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And government has given an excuse that it's because of the system. That's totally nonsense. Usually you do not do something like that if you know it's unpopular without giving an excuse. The way in which I have understood government in Cayman, both as an outsider and as an insider in terms of working for government, somebody didn't like it in the private sector and they went to government, they say, can you unmake it? You remember way back, OC, as much as I benefited from lack of rollover in government, but I still have to say that you remember at that time Mr. McCarthy had issued a circular to say rollover will apply to government as well?
Yes.
Yes, it was issued, and then some people again went there, they said, oh no, you see, the government is going to collapse if there's rollover in government as well and so forth, and then they changed the decision. That's the way in which decisions are made in Cayman, because they are made, half of them are made by the handlers. And then about the other issue which we spoke about proper representation in the Cayman Islands. There are a lot of cases, if you look at, for example, the Royal Palms case relating to beach access. What happened in that case? In that case, actually, the government with a certain famous business had gone to court to try and move some rights of way. And it was only by some vigilant West Bay ladies, when they saw it, they asked to intervene in that case. Government was ready to move on. The same thing happened with the old West Bay case. The same thing happened with one time when 500 affidavits were sworn. The same legal advisors in government said, oh, no, but these affidavits are no longer valid. There is no legal rule that says that an affidavit, expires in terms of validity. But if, finally, in 15 seconds or so, regarding this case from last week, you see, the lawyers in government deliberately, I think, under-argued the case. You see, in international law, there's something that they call that once a principle of international human rights is established, the way you apply it in your particular country, they allow you to apply it according to certain modalities of application.
Okay.
What they should have done, the government lawyers, and I didn't see that argument in the case, they should have said, Cayman is special. Because in our case, for example, we need to have derogations, like we have to protect the rights and freedom of other people. In our particular case, it should mean that we should be able to tighten it a little more because we are a minority. And they could have argued it on those lines. They didn't, and in my view, it's because the Caymanians are not the ones arguing those cases.
That's exactly what I was going to say, that, you're only going to make that argument if you're Caymanian or if you have the Cayman Islands at heart.
Or you are like me, who has a Caymanian at heart.
Yes.
I became a Caymanian even before I became a Caymanian because I was treated by these same foreigners like a Caymanian. So I feel very Caymanian.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Billy, as well. Okay, so we have DVDL, Department of Vehicle and Driver's License, their Easter closure schedule for 2023. So today, Monday, the 3rd of April, they're open from 8:30 until 4 p.m. And then there's other locations. West Bay from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Breakers from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. as well, folks. So Breakers is actually open today. Normally they wouldn't be open until Tuesday because they're open on Saturdays, I believe. So that has changed. Only for this holiday weekend. Friday, the 7th of April, all locations will be closed. Saturday, the 8th of April, all locations will be closed. Monday, the 10th of April, all locations will be closed. On Tuesday, the 11th of April, the Crew Road location will be open from 8:30 until 4, and on Wednesday, the Crew Road location will be open. The West Bay location will be open, and the Breakers location will be open as well. I'll try to share this with you again on Wednesday also. So I had a few comments that I want to share with you as well. Got to do them very quickly. A person who had sent a message earlier that they live on San Hole Road, and they were saying to Mr. Sims, I don't know if he's still listening to the radio, that he should stop by anytime, that they may have a piece of cassava or yam cake to offer you. They also said that Berman Scott came there last night. So what they had then was finished, because it seems as if Mr. Berman Scott may have gotten the last of that as well. And say message for the next batch. This person said they thought that the government was no longer allowing temporary work permits. No, temporary work permits are still continue to be issued. They're essential to a certain extent, but they're also harmful to a certain extent if not applied properly, because it gives the person who is occupying that temporary position a foothold when it comes to applying for the annual work permit, because the company says, well, we had this person who's been here for 3 months or 6 months. They now know, how to do the job. They're accustomed to everything. So, we don't want to have to change them. In essence, what it does, it disadvantages any Caymanian applicant for a job when there is a non-Caymanian who does not require a work permit holding that position by virtue of a temporary work permit. This person has opined and said re-advertising for temporary work permits was the word repealed part of this Cayman Islands government press statement, or was the choice of the newspaper? This was a press statement that I shared with you, and in there it speaks to the fact that it has been repealed, and the requirement scheduled to come into effect today no longer stands until further notice. And like I said before, further notice could be when hell freezes over as well. Also, one of our listeners has written in and said, I greatly appreciate all the efforts being made to cope with garbage collection. My impression of the garbage container given to homes in the UK, at least in Blackpool, is that while they appear to hold the same amount of regular 33-pound bin, they narrow from halfway down, causing a problem with the amount of garbage for a week. Of course, in the UK, each of the food type garbage bins is supplemented by ones for cardboard, glass, etc. My concern is that the source of containers is evaluated for the purpose. While I'm no expert, I support reducing waste wholeheartedly. I would like to see us get the best product for our country. And folks, again, some of you may disagree, but I say that if we had advisory district councils, this is where assistance could be rendered, simply because rather than approaching it from an island-wide perspective, we could do it based on constituencies or even districts as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and their sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Drainey Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today, and as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy. Taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Visit energy.gov.ky or follow the National Energy Policy